How it do, how it be, how it is. Hello, welcome, friends. We in this thing. It is Tuesday, which means we're playing Avatar Legends. I'm very excited. I don't know. I'm just getting in character, man. Very excited to have you all here. Thank you for being here. Last we left off a very interesting conversation between Avatar Aang and Baku. About the nature of power and how it can potentially corrupt in various veins, pun intended. Yeah, I'm Sir Pfeffers. We have fully edited episodes up on the YouTube, Jake and Pfeffers, and if you want to hang out with us, check out the Discord. I am playing Ayman of House Roos. House Roos being a faction that kind of privatized in the military and now runs a private prison. And Ayman is aggressively having his eyes opened to the gray shades of the world and how his upbringing that was very martial might have been a little more black and white than is what reality is currently giving him the check of. That reality being our fantastic game master, Good Grief George. Very excited. Let me throw it over to Lucy, Jay, who will talk about his character Lucy and then pass to someone else who will then eventually pass it to Good Grief George.
Hi, I'm Jay. I play Lucy. You're almost, not anymore, one-armed Avenger.
Woo!
Thanks to a certain someone. He learned a truth about his family. Apparently there's spirit world blacksmiths now, I guess, and that's kind of crazy. So we were trying to find a way to go there eventually, and that bomb dropped on him.
That's terrifying.
And yeah, he's still a little angry. Still, that status is still on him. So
it's still... like 3 episodes in a row now.
Pissed. I'll pass it to Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica Vanell, and I am playing Suri. She is a technologist who is kind of just here along for the ride, happily tinkering away. She was very happy last episode when Avatar Aang let her babble on and on and on about the arm that she'd created for Lucy. So she's just kind of riding that high and kind of, hanging out, having fun. So she's just happy to be here, happy to be part of the team. Now passing it over to Jake.
Hello, I'm Crypto Jake. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. I play Baku, the former Northern Water Tribe waterbender.
What are you?
Well, I'm not sorry. We'll talk about that later. George, go for it.
Hello, I'm Good Grief George, the person who just has been making up so much nonsense for these guys for a while. And yeah, you're right. We've got quite a bit of talking to cover. With we get to backtrack a little bit, get to zoom in on what was happening, and then we get to kind of figure out where the players want to go next in the second and I guess final arc, because there's only 6 episodes left, including today.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Everything's fine.
We're gonna be fine.
Fine. It's fine. Fine.
All right. Episode 8, House Roos. You know what? Today I'm going to start with a test. I'm wondering if any of you know 100% what the proper order is for the elements in this intro. Chat, do not help them. I do not want to see anyone cheating and giving away the answer. You get one shot at it. Go, Jeff.
Okay. Water. Earth, fire, air. Long ago, no, I'm just kidding.
Is he right? Do you believe him?
I mean, are you talking about the intro for The Last Airbender or for Legend of Korra, because they're different?
No,
they are different.
Avatar. It'll be for Avatar.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna concur with Jeff.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Yeah.
All right, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm happy about this.
Oh, you okay?
I'm happy about this, but also like, I wasn't sure if you knew.
We passed our pop quiz.
You've been throwing balls at us every episode. Okay.
See, what I had actually thought of doing was just every episode giving different ones every time, and then really seeing if you guys messed it up. But it's fine. It's whatever. Okay, so in case you missed the incredibly amazing episode that happened last week, the companions arrived in Harbor Town during the middle of the night, and upon reaching the prison of House Roos, came face to face with Avatar Aang. After a short reunion, the gang explained to the Avatar that they had originally planned to travel to the Beifong Metal Bending Academy to deliver an air nomad artifact to Toph. However, with the airbender right in front of them, it looked like they wouldn't have to travel any farther to reach their goals. The woes of the prison break were put on hold briefly as the companions left with Aang to get a bite to eat and also to talk about the artifacts in question. Much was discussed, and eventually Aang decided to have a conversation with Kyoshi to see if she had any ideas concerning the spiritual-looking sword that fell into Baku's possession. After a bit of a struggle, Kyoshi herself appeared and explained that the sword was an artifact forged during her time as a safeguard for the world, should she fail at defeating Qin the Conqueror. The sword, or swords plural as it was revealed, were created by blacksmiths with a deep connection to the spirit world, and thus imbued the steel with spirit energy that could create two different types of elemental energy, should the Avatar bless it with their own spirit. Once created, the blacksmiths that harbored the knowledge of these weapons were sent to live at Wan Shitang's library as library seekers. This wasn't directly specified last week, but that is something I wanted to share with you now because I just forgot the name last week. But they're called library seekers.
Okay. So that's where Lucy's family is.
Yeah, it seems that not all of the family went away, as Lucy appears to have descended from that lineage. I think the only library seeker we met in the show, there was one when Aang and Co were looking for a way in to like the physical library. And the library, like the one guy that like guided them was a library seeker. He just happened to be someone that was on the outside instead of on the inside.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So in this world, it's inferred that they live on both sides. Okay. Now knowing what the sword and pan flute were for, the companions needed to discuss where to go from here. But before they could get far, a drunken man had stepped in their way. It was Akira's father, and it was obvious by the way he blubbered through his drunken words that the GM was not really great at improvising conversation as a drunken fool. I mean, sorry. It was clear that the man was suffering severe alcohol poisoning. Avatar Aang tried to help the man, but as he was not a healer in the elemental sense, he struggled to produce a result. Baku, however, stepped in to help, and much to everyone's surprise, he saves Akira's father with relative ease, bending the man's blood and effectively squeezing the alcohol content out of his system.
Which is horrifying to think about.
Mm-hmm. Aang then pulled Baku aside as Zukia reunited with her father and began to question the waterbender. It was revealed that Baku was a bloodbender, though completely unpracticed. After a brief conversation, the party was given yet another shock to the system as they watched their healing friend collapse to the ground in a burst of light, his bending taken from him by the Avatar. So tonight, we're going to start by zooming in on that conversation between Baku and Avatar Aang to see what exactly was said that convinced the young prodigy to give up his bending. We're not going to worry about all of the exact words that were said last week. We're just going to kind of dive into it after discussing a little bit of the bloodbending. You had talked about your backstory of when you first realized you were just a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
You had informed him that you had stopped the Dark One during that break, that quote unquote breakout from the convoy, and that's when you discovered it. But other than that, you haven't really used it since, or really attempted it.
Quite accidental.
Mm-hmm. Baku, was it?
Yeah.
You're from the Northern Water Tribe, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So you're the same. You've got to be. You're the same one that I believe it was 7 years ago 8 years ago. How old are you?
17.
Okay, so yeah, around that time, there was a Baku in a family in the Northern Water Tribe that had pulled water out of the air. Like, that's an impressive feat.
Thank you.
You're that Baku.
That was me.
Well, at the very least, you come from a family of great spiritual presence. I know that family well. I actually go to them pretty often because I kind of suck at dealing with the spirit world. And your family's pretty good at it. So luckily, here you are. You're fully capable. You know all about it, right?
For sure. The spirit oasis and everything is like super great.
Kind of narrows his eyes a little bit.
I'm not as good as they are at the whole spiritual thing.
Is there a reason why you didn't learn from your family about the spirits? Why you don't care as much about them?
I kind of focused more on my bending.
Well, you were a bit of a prodigy as a kid, but still, that is a bit of a problem. Self-reliance and is can sometimes be a danger to those with a lot of power. And if there's anything I've learned from the 2 blendbenders I know of, well, 2 out of 3 anyway, because Katara never uses it, so we don't talk about that, but they typically see themselves as superior to others. Do you feel like you're superior to others?
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, since I've met Lucy and Ayman and Zakir and all, I mean, they've kind of showed me that it's better to be a part of like a team than rely solely on yourself, I guess.
That's good to hear. I need to ask something of you and your group. And it's not going to be very easy, especially not for you. But if you're up for it, I think I might have a plan.
Oh, what is it?
I think your friends were right. That technology is only going to continue to grow, and eventually this weapon is going to get found. And while I don't normally like searching for weapons and keeping them, this particular weapon can be hidden in the spirit world, somewhere that I believe is safe. But I have a hard time getting there myself. Plus, I've got a lot going on as the Avatar rebuilding after the 100-Year War, that spending a lot of time searching for this and then delivering it to a location with a giant owl that hates me. I don't necessarily want to put myself in that risk and leave the world without an Avatar for another 100 years. I need someone that can find this weapon and deliver both of them safely to the spirit world.
We could do it.
Kind of takes a look around at like your group. You know, something tells me that you can. Although a lot of you still have a lot of growth. This might be a good adventure for you. Could be fun. I guess we'll talk about the specifics of it. But there is one thing I want of you specifically.
Okay.
Why haven't you used your blood bending?
Well, the first time I did it accidentally. I never really wanted to. And I don't know how. I don't like that power, but it.
Oh.
I just.
Why don't you like it? It's a part of you.
I mean, you said it yourself. It hurts people. I like to heal. I like making people feel better.
This is what I was concerned about. Baku, if you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear. Easier said than done.
So you're saying I should learn bloodbending?
I'm saying you should learn how to appreciate yourself. And I think you need to grow a little more before you decide to use something as dangerous as bloodbending. Because it doesn't have to always be evil. I mean, look at what you did for Sakira's father. Blood bending is just like any other bending. It's just a tool. It doesn't have to be a weapon. But I need to know that you're the right kind of person that can handle this. And based on what you've told me with your reliance on your friends, I think maybe you deserve a chance at that. Here's what I want from you. With your permission, I want to take away your bending.
What? But you just said that I don't understand.
You are a brilliant student. You learn techniques quickly, and you develop friendships even quicker, apparently. But I need you to relinquish the power that you have so that you can learn a new way to be a prodigy if you are to grow as a person and show your commitment to peace. And I think by giving up your bending and relying on your community a bit more, you can grow to be a person that I can trust to be a bloodbender.
My friends rely on my healing. How will I help them?
Well, Kiyoshi said that the sword only works with people without bending, right?
Right.
Well, that's kind of my next point, that I think I can continue to trust you with that sword, and now you can use it. The healing aspect might be a little difficult with the sword, as it's, just got its standard water capabilities, but if you had some kind of, maybe if you had some water that was like imbued in some way spiritually, maybe that would help.
I have water from the Spirit Oasis from the North Pole.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so? That literally resolves all of that. Yeah, you can definitely heal with that.
Oh, well, all All right.
Just find a way to make it work with the sword. They're going to be connected. They both have spiritual energies inside of them, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Besides, if you're as good of a prodigy as you think you are, you'll find a way.
Yeah, I can make it work.
There is one caveat to this. If you have this sword, it's going to be imbued with my spiritual energy. And so it will not work if used to attack or threaten others. So you will have to learn peaceful tactics or defensive tactics. This is his mechanical way of saying you cannot use advanced and attack when you're using your bending techniques.
Freaking pacifists.
I'm a defend and maneuver, evade, observe kind of guy anyway. So
I have discovered that every one of your techniques is all defense and evade. So like this, it's totally fine.
That won't be a problem.
Okay, well, this could be fun. I could actively teach someone other than my children some airbending techniques that you might actually be able to use.
He said,
Yes.
So it's really kind of fun for me too.
So, what do I have to do?
Oh God.
You just need to say the words that you are giving me permission to take away your bending.
I give you permission to take away my bending.
Oh my goodness. All right.
And with that, Avatar Aang does the thing, places his hand on your head and your chest, well, up near your shoulder blade. Does the stance, light explosion. Baku slumps over. Ayman runs over.
Yeah, Ayman runs over. If I remember correctly, Baku had said it's okay. And he just kind of stands there. He looks up at the Avatar. Because the only recorded, that he knows of in history aside was Fire Lord Ozai. He just kind of takes 2 steps back, very unsure of himself in the situation, and just stands in shock. Why would anyone want to get rid of their bending?
You doing okay, Ayman? Is there a problem?
No, sir. I'll just try to help Baku up.
And you can be honest with me.
I'm just a little confused as to why this would happen, why this needs to happen, why.
It's okay. It was my choice.
Okay. Why?
What we have to do now is bigger than just me.
Looks over at the Avatar and just kind of wants to talk about it, should probably talk about it later, kind of a thing. Kind of nods. Okay. I'm hungry.
Really? We just ate.
I'm always hungry.
Yeah,
Yes, it's true.
an empty stomach.
I was gonna ask, Siri Lucia, are you participating? Are you just listening, or were you doing anything else?
Yeah, Suri's walked over and she's
Okay.
kind of just like, also in a bit of shock, but once Ivan seems to kind of have control of herself, she's gonna kind of walk up to Baku and give him a little pat awkward on the shoulder, and then like, here you go, and just hand the sword back over to him and be like, that's yours, I guess. Please take it.
Thanks.
Yeah. You'll use it better than I will, so. Yep. And hey, welcome to the team. Non-bending buddy, let's go.
Twinsies.
Northern Mod tribe, non-benders.
Does
Watch
it
out.
feel different? Like, do you feel different at all?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh, that's so weird.
How are you gonna heal us?
Whooshy.
I'm sorry, I got to ask the
Very
question.
sensitive moment.
I got a med pack.
Through guiding and comforting is how I believe he's going to try and heal you.
That's the
What?
most dang thing ever.
We can store a
Heal
little
you
first aid kit in your arm machine.
Emotionally.
Oh yeah, with breath
Also, he's got
control.
Also, he's got spirit water.
Apparently, I can do something with this, so it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I think. I'm not really sure.
Wait,
Probably.
you think?
I think, probably.
So we're just
You
doing
were
this on hope.
so
and dreams,
confident
right?
before you took my bending.
Is this a permanent thing? Are you able to potentially, if it was a good call, to restore his bending?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of the whole point. This is sort of a test
Oh,
thing. He's
Oh.
gonna go
well, that's
through.
much better.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not better.
So- Temporary non-bending, buddy. Okay.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of trial and test, so I kind of want you all to go after the other weapon.
Okay.
All right.
I think you were right. I think that we should probably put it in a safer location before modern technology finds it and uses it in a terrible way.
Huh.
Yeah.
And that's in the Northern Air Temple, was that right?
Somewhere in the northern mountains
Somewhere
around
in the
Air
Northern
Temple, yes.
Mountains. Okay.
Mhm.
What will you be doing?
Well,
Outdoor
for
stuff,
right now,
probably.
I've got some things to do with your family, but I mean afterwards, this is important enough. Either I'll go with you guys, or maybe get some acolytes to go. I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of depends on the resolution with House Roos, honestly.
Right.
Well, we don't need the avatar.
Hank looks over at you. Looks over at you. That's a healthy way of thinking. I really can't be everywhere, so if people can just solve their own problems in a healthy way, that would be awesome.
I love that my nonchalantness about the avatar. It's like positive with
It makes him so happy.
just like
Although to be fair, I do feel like Aang he would never grow up to be the type that's like, yes.
Yeah.
Hear me.
Never
He'd
would.
actually probably like the fact that it's just like, hey, yeah, you see me as a person. Cool.
Please solve your own problems. I got so much going on. I want to
constantly
teach you
busy.
wisdom so that you can learn how to resolve your own problems.
Yeah,
So,
Baku
yes.
doesn't see it as like Avatar solving problems. He's just like road trip with the buddy. Like, not only do I get to meet the Avatar, I get to like hang out with the Avatar. What?
Yeah, we hang out with the Avatar. Oh, it's no
And
big
now
deal.
you're guaranteed to have to come back to him. You're basically like under his wing.
oh,
I'm gonna have to teach you some lessons anyway. So, unless you don't want to learn the air techniques.
I 100% want to learn air techniques.
Oh yeah, since he's got that sword. Which, by the way, can I see that real quick? Takes it and he kind of like looks at it and he thinks for a minute. Oh, how did Kiyoshi do this? She kind of just waved like a wax on, wax off thing.
know what you're doing?
Maybe look angry when you do it. She was like really angry.
All right, we've
Lean
there's a
over to
small
Lucy. I
snag.
don't think he knows what he's doing.
Small snag in the plans. Don't 100% know how to do this yet, but it's okay. I'll just ask the other avatars and Kiyoshi for help. We'll get it figured out.
Which reminds me, we were hoping to speak with
Avatar Yang Chen.
Yang Chen. At some point, I know that that's a very taxing process, but
Oh, just with Kiyoshi.
oh.
Yeah, we can see why.
She seems nice.
Yang Chen. Okay. Concerning what again?
The reed pipe,
Oh, right, the pan flute.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she'd be happy to see it again. She already kind of did.
True. Okay.
Doesn't have to be right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe when I'm doing my spirit walk to learn about the sword as well, I'll talk to her. Ask her to come out and say hello.
Thank you. That'd be very helpful. Just for some context of someone who knows what's going on with it.
Right now, though, she hands the sword back over, or he hands the sword back over to Baku. I've got some things I got to take care of at House Roos. We still have to deal with the whole how they're handling the prison break.
Right. Not to mention, crap, I don't remember if we brought up yet the Dark One's wife. I'm sorry.
Baku,
I think we
Baku
did.
basically spilled his guts in their little one-on-one powwow.
Right.
Yeah, he does know that Yi Li is inside of House Roos in prison right now. I don't believe he knows that the Dark One was the one that got out. That was start of the prison break. Because he had no idea where either one, the Dark One or Yi Li, was.
You're about to witness something amazing.
Really?
And then I'm gonna turn to the group. Huddle up.
Oh.
You can't be in this. Sorry.
Group huddle. Okay.
Are we gonna tell him about the Dark One being the one that broke us out, or are we gonna not do that? It doesn't seem like
lie
he.
to the Avatar.
Hmm?
We probably shouldn't lie to the Avatar, or we could.
I already told him about.
Well, the context being, he's gonna find out one way or another from.
He's been really understanding about everything. I don't see why this would change things for him.
Okay. Just I don't catch everything, and I didn't know if that was not the. All right, good talk. Okay. Okay. So.
Yeah?
The Dark One is the one who we met back in the Sparrowkeet
Station.
And he and we came to an agreement that in exchange for him ceasing some of the kind of sus activities that he was up to and helping out our friend Suri in getting a lot of her stuff back, which also led to this fantastic mechanical arm, we would attempt to help get out his wife. Now,
Told him all of that.
what?
I already told him all of that.
Right. I'm giving enough context. So he was actually the one who broke out in the first place. The prison break was his doing. Just thought you should know that.
What was he doing in prison? I thought he was teaching.
We're not 100% sure. But it's maybe if you would like for us to go get some context. I'm sure that my sister, while she is Suodu, is a fantastic individual and is doing a great job running this prison and is making sure all of the finances are on the up and up, I assume, and all of that good stuff. I'm sure there is a certain narrative that, whilst probably true, would reflect her best interests. And this is like a big step for not a big step for him, but this is him kind of putting more trust in the Avatar than his family, which is something he would not have been able to do first episode. So I have a couple of friends that actually are in the prison. It's possible that we could go get some context of a different perspective. Or we could just, or you could just go in with just approaching her and all of that. But I know we're all pretty pressed for time. I don't know if we have time for all of that. I'm just kind of posing an option.
Pressed for time? Why are you pressed for time?
Because there's only 5 episodes left. I'm just making sure that our help me and energy is put forth in the best direction, you know, being responsible with that.
Iman is just sweating and looking to his allies for assistance right now.
You got this, buddy.
You're doing great.
I only notice stuff on a surface level. You go.
But we defer to your wisdom as the Heckin Avatar.
Well, your sister wouldn't tell me who had escaped. Something, red tape, something. And it really wasn't my place, but I also kind of wanted it to be, because if it was someone dangerous, I needed to know.
Yeah, just bringing out that good tea.
I just slap Ivan on the back. Congratulations, your scissors. Cutting through all that red tape. Look at you.
I thank you for telling me, because open communication is far more important to me than this bureaucracy that is apparently stopping me at most of my turns recently. So it's harder to do my job when businesses want to keep their job concealed.
That's what we do. We tuck people away who are a danger to society, or just whoever's handed to us, and we don't seem to be asking any questions. Sorry.
Well, do you not reform them?
I don't know that information.
That is true.
I don't know. I've just been kind of doing my job and keeping my head down.
Oh, okay, that's true. That really should be a question for your older siblings. Huh.
They're good people. My family are good people. I'm just...
Oh, I believe you.
Okay.
They seem like good people. I just, I have a hard time working with me from what little I have been working with them for the past week. So what do you want to do? Do you want to take me to the Dark One first, or do you want us to go and deal with the situation and get the perspective of your family first?
I think if we I'm open to hearing other people's opinions, looks at the party, but I have a sneaking suspicion that if you go to my sister first, the ball will get rolling on a lot of stuff, and we won't have the opportunity to go get the context from the Dark One. So maybe that first. Looks at the gang.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm down.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do that then.
6'5" dude, currently 6'3", kind of hunched.
He turns to Kian Yu, who's just been kind of, there.
Idle animation.
And like whispers something to her, and she hands him the pan flute, and she takes out and kind of like leaves, gives her bow, gives a wave, and takes off. She'll be back later. She's just I'm having her contact the other air acolytes to let them know what's going on, because I won't be there. And she's completed her mission.
Oh,
Wow. Bye.
bye.
I'll catch up and give the last of like the food that we've accumulated that I've been secretly like also making a little stash of. Have a good trip. You're great.
Well, thank you. That's
Big pickup
that's
hug.
really nice.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, okay.
Look at me.
Thank you.
Look at me. Eye contact. You're great. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. I'll be back later, I think. It might be a while. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Makes her way off. And I'm sure you guys will see her again at some point.
She was cool.
But you're with the Avatar now, and you guys are making your way back to thing. So Zakira has decided to head to her father's location and spend some time with her father for a while to get all the feels out of the way and figure out what exactly has been going on with her father that has put him down that terrible sliding slope. Oh yeah, I guess on the way back. So here's the next question. Do we want to do all of this tonight? Because it's really, really late. Can it wait until morning?
Oh, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
You ever slept in a dirigible? Or somewhere else? I don't know.
I've slept in a lot of places. I was probably just gonna sleep in one of the rooms that your prison has, or just with Appa. But like, I wanna. I'm guessing
Appa
you know
have a
who-
sleepover?
Always. I've dreamed of doing the scritches.
I mean, if we travel, you'll probably get to meet him. But why you want to meet Appa?
Yes!
Never met a flying bison before.
Even he
Okay.
wants to meet him. And he doesn't care about anything.
That's
I
not
really
true.
do.
He has cares. You care about things.
You've not heard of the Avatar, yet you've heard of his flying bison.
He's got
I'm
his
beginning
priorities.
to think this is just an act, and I see through it.
You can see like some excitement come across his face as you guys are like real excited to meet Appa. But then he's like, tomorrow. Like
Oh.
he's already real sleepy throughout the day. He will not be awake when you guys show up.
Okay.
And I think it'd be really cool if you met him while he was awake.
That's smart.
Yeah. You don't want to bother the poor guy.
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Yeah, he's getting up in age, so you could be grumpy.
No.
Oh.
I don't want to think about this.
I kind of like the appeal of old man Appa, like just old sleepy Appa, just
Grumpy old man.
Yep.
Oh, all right, so I guess we're gonna catch some Z's.
Yeah, and you guys can choose. Where do you choose to sleep? Because you have places at the prison. You could get a room or two, in Harbor Town.
This is the
Where
dirigible.
you sleep at the
bar.
dirigible. It's just outside town, so it's whatever. You can get there.
I'll sleep in the dirigible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Three would
kinda-
be the same.
That kind of works for me too. I don't
Okay,
have to
so you
answer
guys
a
will
ton of questions.
You guys will head back to the dirigible where you're essentially sharing bedroom space, and make do. But you come back and they're all there, and the Dark One is still just fumbling in his notes, but he's much slower now. He's like definitely drooping over, getting ready to pass out.
He doesn't scowl so much when he's about to pass out. Look at him.
I'll throw it on him.
You what?
I'll throw a blanket on him.
Aww. Okay. Fair enough. The weight of the blanket itself like causes him to kind of slump over further at the unexpected kindness given to him, and he at first he like kind of looks up like menacingly, but then realizes what you've done.
Get some rest.
Thank you.
Don't make it weird.
Oh, he'll make everything weird. It's in his bio that he makes everything people uncomfortable.
God.
That and poetry. Right.
Yes.
Sometimes with poetry.
Twofer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Doug and Flutterbat are just snoring away in their pile of food or whatever it is because they're sleeping in the pantry.
Okay. We're not putting blankets on them. Let's go.
A brief moment where I introduce the bricks to Aang, but we can glaze over that.
Are these bricks your pets now?
Yes.
Oh.
They have
was so
names.
fast.
We don't have to get into it right now.
Aang is very patient with you.
Thank you.
He's very aw. Good. Or, I'm sorry.
He has a Sky 5 bison. You have bricks.
Good for you. Everyone's got to have a thing.
I got tools. They're my babies.
Dark One's got a little like miniaturized figure of his wife. Lucy's got Doug and Flutterbat.
I do not have them.
I don't claim responsibility for you.
You've got Doug and Flutterbat, whether you like it or not.
They have me.
Baku has a sword.
Baku has his collection.
I'll take that.
All right, so we getting some sleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still the standard like semi-comfortable rest because you decided not to go for anything too elaborate, so it'll just be one fatigue knocked off for right now, as you guys have experienced quite a lot today, and sleeping is difficult with everything that's going on in your guys' heads and everything you've learned.
Yeah.
But you did choose to go to the dirigible, so you guys wake up in the morning. I'm assuming you're having your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Refix.
And
Breakfast.
how do I want to play this out? Nah, I was gonna have Avatar.
I have to stir it. I can't use my bending. This is so weird.
That's a spoon.
Is this how normal people cook? This is how you cook?
Yes.
Look at you, sir.
She's.
I
she's
can't
got,
just
like,
instantly heat it up. This is gonna take
I have
forever.
a headcanon of Suri having the most over-the-top contraption for stirring. So like a pot.
No, she just has like a whole Whoopi Goldberg system to make her whole breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
And it comes by in like a conveyor belt. And she's just like,
The napkin immediately after.
He's just a little
Too-
dramatic.
too
Like, how do
rough.
non-benders do anything?
Okay.
At one point, Suri just like takes a gear and kind of looks it at him.
Ow.
I pose a prank to Avatar Aang. And that
When you
is
get
to
back
be
to your place.
no, and that is to devise some kind of grand entry for Doug and Princess Flutterbat.
For
I
when you
don't-
get to your prison?
No, for when they wake up on the dirigible.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But
no,
nothing.
Aang, you guys told Aang that you want to talk to the do the house roost stuff first. So he's
That's fair.
respecting your
That's
wishes
fair.
and not going to the dirigible to
Oh,
meet-
right.
I thought we decided to talk
No.
first and then do.
Talk to the Dark One first, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys decided on?
I'm
Yeah, because he was
pretty
like,
sure.
once we go to the prison, things might get like going too fast. We might not be able to come back.
Oh, for some reason I heard the opposite of that.
Yeah, kind of do.
Oh, that's what I was
Glad
understanding,
someone's.
too.
All right, so
I was
three of us
understanding he was coming. No. I was understanding Aang was coming to talk to the Dark One first.
got it.
Yeah.
All right, well, two
bad.
of us believe the other.
That's on me.
thing.
Sorry.
That's okay. The three of you two, we're gonna do this. All right. So then, while you guys are eating, you do hear from outside, Avatar using his air to project his voice. Moochie Gucci La Poochie.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna immediately just look over at the Dark One.
The dark one he just freezes.
Is that you, Moochie Gucci Lapucci?
Oh,
Gets
by
up
the,
angrily and storms out and goes, "It's Moochie Gucci La Poochie the third."
The third.
wait, he's playing along.
There's two. There's two more.
Wait, but like, no, I
second
don't care
one
that there's two more.
committed.
I'm more concerned that he's playing along with this.
No, I don't think he's playing along.
That is
And
not
you
There's
will
two
refer to
more.
me as the Dark One, Aang. You will
your name?
refer to me as Avatar, Aang, Moochie.
what is happening right now.
The most glorious bit. Three
guys were to
generations
step
in the
outside.
making.
There's just like lightning in between their daggers in their eyes as they're staring at each other.
That whole like Jedi moment of or like the wands crossing.
But the Dark One is legitimately pissed, and Aang is very clearly having a great time.
Did Aang bring Appa?
Yeah, actually, he's kind of just outside.
Oh
He
my
kinda
hopes
flew over.
He looks
The same, but fluffier and
She's
little,
taking
little
off
patches.
in a dead sprint. She's over there.
It's
like
like
full
animal
on.
handling.
Just
Just planted right off the side.
Respectfully, if he wants it, like if he's,
I
if he's
mean,
feeling
We've
it.
all just attached ourselves to one of his legs and just like,
He is legitimately very used to children doing this all the time. So, as you are basically still children, it's the same thing. He's just kind of chewing his cud a little bit and just like gives you a giant lick. Basically your whole body.
Okay, time to go invent a portable shower.
that's low-key really
If only you
gross.
could water bend that off of him. Her, sorry.
too soon.
Too soon? My bad.
Yeah.
Can you use that sword? Oh wait, never mind.
Anyway.
Glances at Aang. No sword yet.
This is the rest of the campaign is just playing with Appa.
Next 5 episodes.
Yes.
I see you, Dad Dog. Oh man. Appa Legends.
Okay, we're
Yeah, for
gonna
it.
write the episode.
I'm changing the name of the episode.
9. Episode 9.
Appa Adventures.
Appa Legends.
Roll 2d6 is a how.
Flash Adventures. We'll see where that goes. Anyway,
Mushi, whatever his name is.
you will refer to me as the Dark One.
Now that we know your real name, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, we can't though, because we know it's Moochie Gucci Lapucci the
Lapucci.
third.
Third. Yeah.
So the question is, are you gonna name your kid
The fourth?
Muchiguchi Lapucci the fourth?
yeah.
Will you?
I mean, at this point,
commit
it's
to the
almost
bit?
tradition,
Like-
right? Like,
Your father clearly did. Oh, I assume.
Can't stop
It
there.
might have been. It might have been his mother. I don't know. It seems like a pretty. He's going to kill us.
Parts of the dirigible start to shake a little.
Hey, we need to stop that right now.
Hey yo, hey yo.
Aang puts a hand on him. Okay, all right. No, he's right. He gets real mad when you call him that.
Sorry,
So the Dark One is fine.
Okay.
And the rumbling stops. Did they deliver the artifacts as promised? Avatar Aang, nods enthusiastically. Yep, we figured out what it was. Well, Kyoshi figured out what it was. I kind of knew what it was, but not really. Just kind of eyeing you guys like, I knew what it was, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Didn't really need.
We just
Kyoshi's
needed that
help all that much.
confirmation. We just needed that.
yeah, nope. Kyoshi was just like, oh, hey. And we're like, hey, can we talk to Aang about the
Kyoshi
sword?
was like,
And it was like,
totally-
sword.
Aang was totally right, said Kyoshi. Also, he's great.
What are you guys talking about? That didn't happen at all.
I'm confused. Yeah.
It went
What?
fine. It went fine. Everything's
It-
great.
Totally
It's
didn't
great.
know what it was.
That is good to hear.
Just look at
Oh.
Aang, just like apologize. Like, I tried. I don't know.
What did you find about that? Pointing at the sword that Baku is now wielding.
There's two of them. We have one of them.
Interesting. Tell me more. And Aang is like, no, hang on. We got something else we gotta talk about. Your wife? And he like immediately just out of mind perks up. Yes, you know that she's imprisoned inside of House Roos, do you not? Well, yeah, but like, how did she get there? And he kind of goes on in this story of woe about how she worked for Sarakeet Air. She found a scroll, and she had sent a message to him while he was working at the Bayfall Metal Bending Academy, saying this is too powerful. It doesn't belong to them. It has to go to Avatar Aang or to someone in the Northern Water Tribe who might understand it, that kind of thing. And unfortunately, she was captured very soon after and then brought to prison. And then he also kind of skims over the whole, and then I kind of went after her and got imprisoned myself. Broke out
on
of some
purpose?
prison.
Sorry. I
Oh,
interrupted.
yes. That was definitely, you could not have captured me on purpose or on accident. That was definitely on purpose.
Looks over at Baku. We totally stopped him that one time, but we're not going to talk about that.
I mean, we could talk about it.
No, it's only gonna.
Fine.
But we know. Fist bump.
But once I was in the prison, yes, I was able to work with those inside and escape. However, my dear Yi Li, she stayed behind and got not stuck, but she just didn't follow the plan. She did not get out. So now I wish for her to be released. And Aang will think about it for a second and look over at Iman. So is that what happened? Did she really get just thrown in prison for having a scroll?
Tell you what I can do is find out. Don't know. Youngest son.
This is kind of a tricky situation because I might be able to have some influence here, but I don't really have too much relation with Sparrowkeet Air. and I don't really have a lot of jurisdiction. I used to have a lot more, but there's these new companies and laws and policies they're just kind of inventing that I'm trying to give everyone the freedom to do that, to control their own destinies, but it's leaving me in this position.
You gotta find the balance between letting people have the ability to create new laws and govern themselves and stuff like that, and make sure, because thinks of Avatar Kyoshi. I'm sure there are some people who are concerned that you would take a lot of power for yourself and set up a tyranny kind of thing, which obviously is garbage. You would never do that. But I imagine that people with power, want more, and so there's a lot of people out there that are probably nervous around someone like you who just has so much power.
Well, that's very well put, Emma. What do you think's going to happen if we go to talk to your family about this?
I'm not sure. I think it's not like they're gonna tell the Avatar no, but I think what we need to do is consider the long term and how they will remember that kind of strong arming, and how they might try to maneuver and grow in a direction that won't be able to happen again. I imagine that this kind of thing happens a lot with you, where everything you do because of who you are shapes how the world progresses, and if someone didn't like that, it might lead to them trying to install ways that you would not be able to do that again in the future. So if we can do it in a way that doesn't come across as strong arming and just kind of stepping on toes, that would probably be the best for your future, so that you're not further kind of cornered, legally speaking. Because you being the Avatar is like the great wild card, you don't seek power. You have power, but you don't seek to impose your will upon everybody. But anytime that you need to, for example, in what you see as the best path, you see it as an act of absolute good, because you're a pacifist, because you have the whole of people's best intentions. You have such a broader scale of perspective than the average person. I mean, look at Fire Lord Ozai. I'm sure is he still alive? Yeah. Who sees you as, the villain of his story, when in fact he was tyrannically rampaging, or about to, across the Earth Nation until you stopped him. Great job.
While you are making this speech to Avatar Aang, you, like, as you're like talking directly at him, we're gonna say that he is situated so that like you're looking away from the water, like you're looking towards the city, like, well, I guess just like past him or whatever. That's where his background is, and you see a very familiar, very large dirigible seemingly parked in the city.
Speaking of people with a lot of power,
Yeah, that's no good.
that looks like Sparrowkeet Air's, I assume, Sparrowkeet Air's flying base over there.
Oh, Yeah, I think so. Why? I mean, this is a pretty solid. It's just like the #1 town on the way
Just noticing it.
to Udao. So you talk a lot more than your brothers do. You know that?
Sorry.
No, you've got a lot of wisdom there. You're really thinking outside the box.
Thanks.
So I don't know if it's because of your traveling the world and gaining that knowledge, or if you're just something entirely different. But
I'm a bit different.
it's refreshing than talking to your siblings who are just very rigid.
I was mostly raised by my siblings, and they were mostly raised by my parents.
That's cool. Well, yeah. If we want, we can probably head over there. I'm willing to bet that's probably why Sparrowkeep Air is here to talk about the prison break, since now that I know the Dark One was the one that was imprisoned by them and then he got out. So that's probably why they're here.
We should probably ditch this dirigible. You don't even have anyone to fly it anymore, right?
Isn't that what Suri was doing?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
can-
thought Keanu was flying it.
No, I got it. I
My
got it.
bad.
It was
my
the
bad.
first time, and that's why I crashed.
Right. That's what it was.
I mean, if you guys, Keon, you kind of stole it from them, so like that might be a bargaining chip to give it back to them.
Or will land us with serious problems with the law.
Well, I guess we'll see when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not gonna talk about the price on our heads.
Yeah, we should probably get that taken care of at some point, huh? Why don't you bring it up, Lucy?
How would I do that?
Because I'm talking a lot.
Fine words you're saying.
Oh.
Yeah, bring up the bounty on your heads. Princess Flutterbat's right behind you.
Hey, remember this talking thing that you do? Don't do that. Right?
I'm sorry, the what?
The talking thing. Stop. Stop it.
No. The thing she said.
What?
The bounty on the heads, Avatar. And Doug just comes walking, waltzing outside.
To be clear, not my head, not mine.
I'm just gonna like raise up the just like
he's walking down the ramp of the dirigible and talking about. Avatar Aang just and stomps the ground and the earth goes back down.
that's
And just without even stopping. And I, for one, want to collect it as soon as possible.
He's uncorruptible. You can't even pay him
someone-
off.
Can someone explain what's going on?
Hands in pockets.
Did you guys
Not me.
forget you were criminals?
I'm not a criminal.
no.
Yeah, Lucia did not.
We may or may not have a certain amount of money withheld for our immediate surrender.
From who and what? Are you criminals?
Criminals. No.
Are you trying to trick him, or are you?
No, not really.
Is it criminal
does-
to assault
why
an
does-
officer of the
Why
law?
does no one in this party speak plainly? Why is
Because
it
we're
always like?
nervous.
I want you to think very carefully about your actual response to him, and then you're going to tell me if you're pleading with him, if you're intimidating him, or you're tricking him. Because you will be rolling.
Right? Can I re-say my stand?
You sure can.
Okay. We are not criminals. We were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Kind of did the wrong thing at the wrong time, also. But we were helping someone else, which got a prize on our head.
An ally
That's what happened.
of
Yes.
Aang, who the chat is pointing out also was on the run at one point. Thank you, Yame. You're a fantastic mod. We love you.
I mean, you were also on the run at one point. You can understand, right? Sometimes doing the right thing gets you the wrong light with right or wrong people.
So you're trying to plead with him.
Guess so.
All right, roll with harmony.
Oh God. No, don't let's intimidate the avatar. That's not gonna go well, chat. No. Bad chat. Bad
Chad
buzz.
just wants to see us die.
All right. Okay, hold on. Here
He
we go.
just took
Just the
bending.
and then it just fly into the air.
It's 8.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for telling me, and thank you for being honest.
Under duress.
He looks at the two bounty hunters and goes, "I'm going to need Lu Shi for a little while longer
Oh.
to deal with this situation. But afterwards, we will go to the Bounty Hunters Guild and deal with this."
I see.
That could have gone worse.
I mean,
Fair.
he's pretty entertaining guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The question is it possible to keep this information from Avatar Kyoshi?
Please, if that's possible.
I don't think Kiyoshi's listening right now.
Great.
Okay. Well, then, I suppose we're gonna head to House Roos and we're gonna talk this out with your family and probably the head of Sparakeet Air.
Oh God. Okay.
And that is where we'll go on break.
All right. Stress. We'll be right back, chat. And we're back.
Yay. Welcome back. Okay. So, you guys have effectively are making your way back to House Roos in the prison, knowing full well that the headquarters is parked nearby. As you guys are making your way there, you see more and more of the Sparrowkeet Air guardsmen. And a couple of them do in fact recognize you,
Oh.
but you are also with Avatar Aang.
Okay.
So you get a lot of disgruntled like sneers and like just bad looks in your direction. Threats almost in some cases, but yeah, they don't want to mess with Aang. They don't have the proper authority to really get involved in that.
And Suri's
Besides-
definitely not tall enough to hide them behind her.
Besides, their boss is currently in the prison doing the thing that that he's supposed to do. So why would they attack? So yeah, you guys arrived there, and you head towards the main office, which is the main office where you guys will be doing a lot of your meetings anyway. It's the largest one. It has the fanciest desk, and Suodu is comfortable there, likes to command her presence there in that room. So You walk in, and there are a couple of guards outside of the room, but inside there are no Sparrowkeet air guards. The only two Sparrowkeets people that are in their room, one you recognize is Yuzen Jr., and another one, taller but hunched over, elderly gentleman, probably in his 70s at this point. Bit of a sour face, wrinkled. Looks like he frowns and furrows his brow a lot. And he is currently in an argument with your sister, but as soon as the doors open, he abruptly cuts himself short because he does not wish to. He knows protocol when it comes to business. He will not talk business with anyone he is not supposed to. And once again, your sister's temple is pulsing. You almost never see it not pulsing. You know, it's just there's always something that irritates her. But she is showing it less than when she was with Avatar Aang, and she's not showing the distress as much as she's showing a much more her militaristic side and her professional side of things. Arms clasped behind her back, and as you come in, or as you open the doors, is Ivan, yes, come in.
Good morning.
Avatar Aang I'm pleased that you've returned. Avatar Aang gives just kind of saunters in a little. That's nice to be back. I've learned some things, and perhaps we can have a bit of a conversation about him. And directly behind him, like the Dark One kind of peeks his head off to the side. Hello. And Yuzen Senior. Oh, that's the one! Yes! Where did you find him? Thank you, Avatar Aang. Yes, I knew we could trust you to bring him back to where he belongs. Yuzen Jr. is, he's kind of just watching the situation, and his brow does get furrowed a little bit when he sees all of you. And kind of just looks back at, like, he's just watching the whole situation with a confused look. And then he kind of mouths over to Suri. He like looks over and he goes, "Where's Suki?"
She kind of mouths back, "Not here. Not here."
Okay. Yeah, so Yuzen Senior is proudly walking up to Avatar Aang and say, "Thank you for delivering this man to the proper authorities. We'll Suodu, please take him and bring him back to the prison." And Suodu is not ignoring him, but staring at Ayman the whole time. So you brought back the prisoner. This is a good gift. Thank you.
Kind of match her stance a little bit. We found out a couple of contradictions in the narrative, trying to use some of her lingo. And the Avatar has become involved in the narrative.
She ships a little, obviously uncomfortable with that statement. Yes, that's what we were trying to avoid.
I raise an eyebrow.
The Avatar muddles things. Muddles the politics a bit. Yuzen Senior, there's no need to talk more about this, especially not in front of the prisoner. Why can we not have this meeting with all of these? Who are you? Just looking over at Baku and Lucy and Suri, like, why are you even here? Get these people out of here.
These
That's when
are my associates.
I'm using junior backs that I've actually, yes, Father, I do know them. They were the ones earlier. If you will recall, I spoke about them yesterday, meeting them, using senior kind of. Oh, very well. Looks over at Siri. So this is the one. And Yuzin kind of looks like helplessly at you, like.
No, that's not. I'm not the one. She's not currently with us. She is dealing with some family matters.
This is our esteemed Suri. She's a technologist. And we have my good friend Lucy over here, who has been working together with Suri for an impressive feat, as you can see here, with this mechanical arm. Quite the impressive advance in technology, and I look forward to seeing what this might lead to in the future. And of course, you know, he says to his sister, and of course, you know Baku. With House
of the Northern Water Tribes.
Of the Northern Water Tribes.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. That is quite a feat, a technological feat. I like it. Who made this?
The arm, I made that with my mentor.
Haven't we seen this somewhere? Yes, Father, that was one of the things that Ume's mother was working on, and Ume, if you recall, it was some kind of, it was supposed to belong to us at some point, or at least the blueprints were, but it hadn't been completed for some time, and it was a process. And he just kind of, using senior, just shakes his head. Oh, you always just let people walk all over you, Yuza Jr. You must learn. This is why we are losing money. And he kind of shuffles off, and Yuzen Jr.'s face kind of flushes a little bit, and embarrassed that his father would bring that up in public in this setting. And, the Avatar. Well, thank you for the warm welcome. Suodu, is this an official meeting? What do you plan to do with the Dark One right now? And Suodu cocks an eyebrow and then kind of looks over at Ayman and the rest of you. Says, well, he is a prisoner that had escaped. So unless you have some kind of proof of his innocence right now, well, even then, you would have to go through a trial of some kind. I think it might be best if we were to put him back behind bars for now until we can prove his innocence.
But what was his crime?
That is irrelevant. We have orders for we have the paperwork. He is supposed to be in jail.
Yeah, but what does the paperwork say was his original crime?
That can be brought up during a trial. I'm not going to sit here and air all of his grievances and all of his problems here in front of all of you.
I'm going
to the Dark One. You want to air your grievances?
I've been wanting to air them for quite some time.
I'm gonna take a step forward and kind of take a seat. Across from her.
Mm-hmm.
It has come to my attention that we have been hasty and potentially flippant with who We simply lock away.
Shut your mouth, Iman, right this instant.
Hey,
Do
don't
not
talk to him like that.
You do not. Silence! And then you'll see like 2 guards kind of like enter into the doorway. You will not speak of our family like this in front of the others. If you wish to have this conversation, we will have it another time, but you will not degrade our prison and our security in front of the others. Am I perfectly clear?
Yes, Suodu.
As for you, looking over at Lucy, this is my prison, and I will run it the way I want to, and talk to whoever it is I wish to talk to in any manner I wish. Is that understood?
Yeah.
Avatar Aang. You're right, and I'm sorry that this is causing a lot of problems. I get it. There's a lot of stress in the room right now. Maybe we could arrange some meetings and you guys can talk about that. But more importantly, I would like to talk to you, Suodu, about why it is, now that I know who broke out of your prison, why it is you couldn't tell me about that. And maybe we can have that conversation. Because I agree, there might be some things that need to be discussed. And Suodu kind of thinks about it and then nods her head. The rest of you can go get comfortable elsewhere. We will have a meeting with the family in an hour. So name off whatever random room you guys normally go to have that conversation. So you have an hour, and then at 1300 hours, we will meet again to talk about the situation with the Dark One. But for now, he needs to go back behind bars. Yuzen is pleased. Yuzen Jr. is once again still just eyeing you guys, see what you guys are doing. And Aang, very well, but, and then in the background, just like, what the heck are you talking about? No, just hang on. That's fine, but he's with me right now. So if I want him to be released, then that's going to happen, right? I'm only letting you put him in prison temporarily so that we can talk. So to hard look at the Avatar. We will discuss it. But yes, I will release him to you as the Avatar if you ask of it. But we will need to know what you plan to do with him. We'll meet in an hour.
I get up and I, almost on muscle memory, Iman does a little bow. And as he's walking past, I'm gesturing for the rest of the gang to follow. As I'm walking past the Dark One, I'm going to lean in and go, I'm going, and whispering. Do I get the sense I can whisper without being overheard?
Sure. It's
Okay.
thematic.
I'm going to whisper, I'm going to go have a chat with your wife, if I can.
He doesn't move.
And I walk on past him.
Suri's just
One.
gonna follow.
Okay. The Dark One is bound and led to his prison. What do the rest of you like to do for the next hour?
I'd like to talk to Iman.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm kind of
There's
looking
there-
over. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a typical various areas that you guys can like kind of wait in or hang out in. And you guys have pretty much free reign of said prison anyway. So I wouldn't say, you're going to have access to the more secure areas, but as long as you're with Iman, you can also go into those areas. So
And you all are part of the conversation too. I'm just gonna start it. Is that how your family treats you?
Mm-hmm.
You get walked over.
Discipline is the primary foundation of this prison. This prison was built by my family, and it reflects as such. I did not become the powerful bender that I am naturally. I have a mastered ability at my age through hours of regimented instruction by my family. We all do. We are in the business of discipline, and my sister is not accustomed to there being ripples in her house, as it were. She is accustomed. Let's just say that was tame.
Right.
Tell you what we can do, and I look at the rest of the party, is we can go about this in a different manner. I want to go have a talk with a friend. Hopefully he's okay and still around, and get some more context. I'm glad you're with me, all of you. If we play our cards right, we can discover what is the truth and what justice actually looks like. I have a friend I used to protect named Learnin. He's a prisoner here. He needed the protection, and when I was working here full time, when I was still training and learning the way of things, I jumped into his defense when some of the other guards were a little slow. And he owes me a few favors I tend to cash in, if you will. Learnin might be able to lead me in a circumspect direction towards the wife of the Dark One, whose name was, Ling... George, what was...
Yeely.
Yeely, sorry.
Mhm.
Instead of asking around and showing our hand, we might be able to find out what's going on there without raising any suspicions to our goal. If we are going to do this, and we're going to do this effectively, I think that might be the move.
Are you willing to go all the way? This
If
might
it's
go
the
against your
right way.
family
If
values.
it's the right way, simply bashing my head against my sister and locking horns won't work, as you might have seen. So we're going to do this your way. Sideways.
I'll follow your lead.
Thanks.
You know I'm with you.
just at the end of this, you guys are making your high fives of teamwork. Yuzen Jr. Kind of like comes in, and he's like quickly, and he's just kind of like looking around and sees you guys. Oh, hey. Kind of hustles over. Hi. Hey. So what's going on?
So I'm sorry, I didn't know what to say about Zukira. She's with her adopted father right now. So I didn't know how to say in front of your dad. So I just kind of
Right. I guess that makes sense.
But he knows about her? You told him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was one of the first people I contacted as soon as I didn't really have to wait that long. He showed up shortly after.
Right.
As you know.
Yeah.
And how did that go with restoring everyone's possessions?
Oh. Wait, what are you talking about?
The warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got that cleared up. There wasn't any Crimson Ferrets by the time the headquarters arrived, so apparently no one got hurt, which is
that's
fine.
good. Yeah.
Sounds like your problems were solved.
Well, we got one warehouse back. That's for sure, but it still hasn't resolved literally any of my other problems. And he kind of gets a little bit more serious, and it could have, had I had trusted my gut that you were not to be trusted. You did know about the artifact, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Sorry.
But we made the right call. We gave it to Avatar Aang.
Is that the right call? What is he going to do with it?
What were you going to do with it? Or, sorry, rephrased. What was your father going to do with it? I understand that you had noble intentions.
I had hoped to get to it before my father had gotten to it.
And how would that have panned out?
Well,
Once your
if my
father learned.
Well, I haven't told my father that you knew where it was, but I mean, he's kind of putting together all the dots here. Avatar Aang's here. He knows about you guys. You know, but all I'm saying is, yeah, I would have sold it to the proprietor, gotten the money, and used it to save my people. He would have kept it as an artifact. He believes that because it was on his land, it's rightfully his, and he likes collecting things like that. It wouldn't have gone anywhere. It wouldn't have done harm technically, but I feel like it would have done harm if it had not been used in the way that I wanted to use it. And I still believe it's doing harm because it is in the hands of someone who has no use for it.
Then you clearly do not see or know about all of the dots.
The only dots I care about are the ones that are constantly screaming and yelling at me for losing their jobs. And that is all I care about.
That is unfortunate. We think about the long game.
And it's understandable.
What is the long game?
You sell that to your proprietor. What do they do with it?
Where do they go with
sure.
it?
I'm sure they'll come up with some kind of cool new invention for it or something. I don't know.
And what if that cool new invention brings devastation to the world?
What if it hurts people?
Is that not your problem because you're quickly fixing the people that your company hurt now?
It was an air nomad artifact, was it not? I've never heard of an air nomad artifact that brings destruction to the world.
I don't think
Not on its own.
In the hands of air
But
nomads.
And
But
that's why we
once
brought it to the person who would know.
Are you actively trying to convince him that you're right? Or are you just arguing with him for the sake of arguing?
I mean, I'm trying to
I'd
convince him.
probably convince him.
Yeah.
Then Suri, roll with plead.
With Baku
Roll with-
helping? Question mark.
Well, let's
Well,
see,
you
let's see if she
just-
needs it.
Okay.
Yeah, roll with harmony.
Plead. So please harmony.
Yeah.
5. So I think I
Oh,
need help.
actually, let's do this. What's your harmony at? Is it a +2?
It's a +1.
+1. Let me double check something real quick. Where are you? You're here. And what is the sake of your argument, or the point of your argument again?
To make sure that people don't get hurt using this artifact
In the long
Okay.
run.
in the long run.
You're in the wrong hands.
Okay.
That just making a quick buck could hurt people.
Not just
So
his
this is-
small town.
This is a thing that I have yet to do in this campaign, but it sounds like this. The conversation you're having with him is also meeting with your principle of action,
Mm-hmm.
which you are currently 2 points in.
Mhm.
So instead of rolling with harmony, you can roll with your principle and add 2.
Okay. So that would put me at 6.
I'll take a fatigue and help.
Your roll. What are you saying again?
What I said just say 2 seconds ago.
Just bringing you were bringing attention to the grander scheme or the bigger picture, and kind of
right, and
challenging
that-
his.
that not in air nomad hands, but like in the hands of
Okay.
someone, they could make something devastating.
Okay. He thinks about it for a second. And kind of puts his head down, and he sits down on one of the chairs that's in the room, or the stools or whatever. You're right. I hadn't thought of that. I've been so driven to protect these people
And that's
that
good.
I haven't been able to see the future, the bigger picture. But I don't know how to solve that problem.
I'm gonna squat down
So-
in front of him.
If you can give me a solution, a better solution, I'm all ears.
We're working on that.
Possibly once we've eliminated the threat and we've done what's been asked of us. Aang said he doesn't have any use for the artifact itself. Maybe we could bring it back to you then if you would just wait longer. But that's something that we'd have
Wait.
to consult with the Avatar.
He doesn't have a use for it, so maybe he would be willing to give it up now.
Not right now, because we need it to fulfill a task that's been asked of us. But if you could wait a little longer once that task is done, then we may be able to relinquish it to you, since Aang said he didn't need it otherwise.
Well, ownership could be made in written form as long as the Avatar is willing to sign off on it.
It
I wouldn't
comes.
necessarily need it right away, but if he's willing to part with it, and I'm willing to let you have it for as long as you need it,
It comes
as long
down
as it's not too long.
to us asking you to trust the Avatar, to do the right thing
Well,
for everyone.
he's the Avatar, and he has to think about things like the larger picture, like what you described. Baku, was it?
Mm-hmm.
So I can trust him to have a good moral compass, but sometimes his views have to take into account everyone else, and it's not always the best decision for us.
Yeah.
And when you say us, do you mean spare keep air?
And the people I'm trying to protect, yes. Do you really think he'd be able to make this choice? He has a much broader range of people to protect.
Not we will.
Well, it's my job to do that. Or, I'm sorry, my job to protect the people I'm concerned over. So, what I'm hearing is there's a potential that I could be sold this artifact?
Possibly.
Once it becomes something that we no longer need and Aang no longer needs, and it's not something that we fear will be, when put in the hands of someone, be able to hurt other people, then yeah.
I'm going to go draft a proposal for this right now. And you should have it within a matter of a few hours. Will you tell Avatar Aang about this?
Yeah.
Sure.
He starts to like breathe quicker. Like as he begins to see like the possibility of his people being okay. And like tears start to well up just a little bit.
Hey,
He goes,
you're a good dude. Stay that way.
Yeah.
okay.
Big hand on shoulder clasp.
Pat pat.
Your dad's wrong.
My dad, he has his ways. He's not always wrong. I mean, if it wasn't for him, this whole business wouldn't exist. So,
I understand.
all right, I gotta go take care of this. And he just kind of like shuffles off quickly.
I'm gonna stand up.
Ugh.
That was handled well, I think.
Yeah.
I hope you guys don't mind me bringing it up. I know it's not. You guys are the ones that found the artifact, but I don't know. I just felt really bad for the guy.
You're part of the team
I
now.
mean,
You did
it makes
good.
sense.
Your opinion is
Once-
valued.
Once we find what it leads to, we'll have it.
Yeah.
Whatever
And
it's
then
guarding.
his collector can just have a pretty flute, and we don't have to worry
Yeah.
about him finding a weapon from it.
Super rare bison flute. Bam.
Boom, done, sold. Cool.
Right. Can we fast forward to the hour where you talk
Me
with the
too.
family, Ivan?
Would Iman?
You want some time before then?
Well, it comes down to whether or not I think talking to the wife beforehand, Yuli, would be
okay.
beneficial to.
That's true. You've got a lot to do. You've got, if you want to talk to Yi Li, if you want to talk to Liernan, if you want to do anything else before the meeting with your family, and then after that will be another conversation with everyone else involved.
So the meeting is just I'm going in there
The
first.
meeting would be with the family, yeah, because
Okay.
Iman has expressed problems. Baku would be allowed to be in it because Baku is a family friend, like a close family friend who goes there all the time, delivering. Actually, I think even in your notes it says you were delivering an immunity clause or something for one
Yeah.
of the technologists. So yeah, this is stuff you do.
Okay.
And Lucy and I are just gonna be playing rock paper scissors with his new arm.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Let's fine tune that.
I definitely have a conversation for you guys as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We got plenty of NPCs to mess with.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm gonna, under the pretense of attempt to show my friends around the prison, and maybe we can be like above, like on a bridge looking down into the mess hall, or something. If I can find Liernan, just walk into the prison with my super powerful gang. A little worried
Okay.
about Baku because he doesn't have any bending, but
So you're not going to ask around or anything. You're just actively going to look for Lieren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to show my hand.
No, that's fine. You can do that, and you've shown them around. You don't find him like at recess, at the cafeteria, anywhere like that. He's in fact not even like at his cell.
Okay.
But you do find him in the medical ward.
Ah, and here we have the medical ward. We do all sorts of medical things. Got him.
You just hear from across the room, Ivan! Lieren is like, he's kind of just in a wheelchair, basically.
Oh my god. Is that
Wheels
new?
over. Oh yeah, it's definitely new. You are, I don't remember if you were aware or not that he had been, nope, you weren't aware of it, but you are now. But it kind of just runs over wheels over and like actually does like kind of struggle a little. He's like, wait, and he kind of struggles to get up, and he does manage to get up, and the nurses are kind of like watching him like, oh, do you need your cane? He's like, no, I got this, and kind of like shuffles over, and he's like, hey, look at this, I couldn't do this last week.
Oh, well done. I'm gonna give him a hug and try not to hurt him.
Oh, your brothers are so much stronger than you, but thank you for caring.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let him down kind of gently. These are my friends, Lieren. This is Baku and Lucy and Suri.
Oh, hello.
I've been on adventures.
Pleasure to meet you. I see that. I can tell. Well, come over here. Tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Get me in the chair first. This is taking a lot.
Yeah,
of
I got you.
Back down. Just lift, sit. Excellent.
How's things been going, my guy?
It's a bit crazy in here, as you may realize. Ever since the prison break, anyway.
Yeah, I was hoping I could ask you a few things about some stuff that's been going on since I left, and maybe if you needed something, like the jelly. Bring you some of that good outside food.
Crab chowder.
Yeah, some lobster crab chowder, some jelly shack.
I've heard of that. I've never had it.
Okay, well,
you have some?
I can get some. Do I have some? I have some. That's easier and quicker.
You gave. I thought you gave your excess to you and that. All right, that was yesterday.
I can get some. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was thinking that was yesterday, so like maybe you packed some on the way back.
Yeah, I mean, especially if I knew I was going to be trying to talk to Lieren,
Okay, yeah, that's fair. You've got some.
I'm gonna pull out a little stone thermos. I don't know. I was just curious if you could heat it up, but put that there and be like, I'm looking for somebody. Also, eat up.
Okay, yeah. And this is so delicious to him. He's listening intently to you as you're asking him this question.
So, there's a woman in here that we think might not be here. That might be here without reason. There might have been some false allegations, and I'm just trying to, on the down low, find her and talk to her. Her name is Yi Li.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know her. She's the reason I'm still alive.
Oh, please tell me everything.
You heard about the prison break, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. We were, a few of us were kind of a part of that.
Come
Come on, you know, You know me.
Viernin.
I just try to. I don't want to be here all that my entire life. I mean, if there was an opportunity, I was gonna take it. You know who I am. I'm
Looks down at the
sorry.
wheelchair. It's okay, buddy. Sounds like you've learned your lesson a couple times over.
Yes, I was. Well, there was some fighting, and some of the pillars had collapsed on me, and I would not have gotten out alive, but Yi had the opportunity to escape, but she stayed behind to save my life.
Wow. Wow. Do you know where she is?
Oh, somewhere in the prison, I'd reckon, but not where I'm situated.
Okay.
But she is a wonderful person. Are you here to help get her out?
We're here to figure out if she doesn't belong here in the first place.
Oh, well, I certainly don't believe that she belongs here after what she did for me.
Okay. What else can you tell me about the breakout, and whatever you can tell me more about her would be super useful.
Well, apparently her husband had come in, and he's a bit of an odd bloke. Didn't say a whole lot, and when he did, it didn't make any sense.
Poetry? Bad
Yeah.
poetry? Looks around to see if he's
some-
able to hear me. Bad poetry?
Rumble. Sometimes not, but we didn't really see him all that often, just because he was a powerful metal bender, so he didn't want to be walking around the prison like that, but
Baku over here stopped him from escaping one time. It was crazy. I helped, but
what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You stopped? Oh, okay. Well, good job. Did you use your bending?
I certainly did.
You stopped a powerful metal bender. That's so.
I'm in charge of protecting him. Like he needs it.
The two of you are a very dangerous team. I from what I surmise. But yes, he wasn't the genius behind the escape. There was an architect with him, a technologist of some kind that had helped. I didn't really get her name, but I don't know. She planned it all out, and between her and the husband and Yili and myself and a couple others, they managed to escape. It didn't take much. She seemed to have a pretty solid understanding of the architecture here.
Okay.
And you don't remember the technologist's name at all? Possibly?
Pulls out another thing of chowder. Or maybe this time something from the Jelly Shack?
Use those lips.
You could try pleading. Roll with harmony.
Okay. That's an 11.
Let's go.
Sorry, really wants to know the name
make
of
it a
this.
12 and get like the good.
Hey Baku, what's her name?
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Her name is.
I don't know what her name is.
Nona.
Nona.
Okay.
I was like, do I huddle? Do I call for breakpoint too? I don't.
This has
Example number one
nothing.
of why I'm not a DM, because I don't do.
This has nothing to do, Game
You're a
Master, with
fantastic
the
DM.
certain someone who counseled Suri when she was young. For sure. No. Yes.
Not directly, no.
Okay. So
Alright.
she wouldn't really recognize the name then. She's like, okay, well,
Okay.
thank you for
No.
remembering and telling me.
But Baku does recognize the name of Nona. Yeah, I think it was Nona. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you
This,
for telling
this
me.
food is really getting my memory back in order. Thank you very much.
You are most welcome, Niernan. Anybody around here giving you trouble?
Oh no, really, I'm just staying around, staying away from them with all the recovering and recuperating and staying in the medical bay all day long. And there hasn't really been the security has been really tight since the prison break, so it's been little harder for the gangs to be, well, irritating towards one another. They're sort of more forming together because of the
Oh,
because
wow.
of the security.
Hmm.
Yeah, for better or for worse, I'd say.
Okay. All right. Well, I gotta go, buddy. But I'm glad
Oh.
you're safer.
Are you going to stay for a prolonged period of time?
Probably not. But I'll be back.
Oh. All right. It's kind of like
It's breaking
little,
my
little
heart.
gloomy, a little gloomy. Misses you.
Tell you what,
Aw.
when I get back, I'll bring a deck of cards or something.
Uh-huh.
You know, something that you just you can sit, and I'll teach you a couple of games.
Oh, wait. All right. Could you do me maybe a favor and maybe put in a good word to your brothers for me, and maybe they'll want to stop by and play a couple games.
I can do that.
'Cause I'm a little bored here.
I can do that.
Oh, all right. Hey, and if you need someone to talk on behalf of Yi Li, then I'm your perfect character witness.
Okay. All right, I might be taking advantage of that, buddy. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Perksec is happy to help.
You said Nona escaped?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know why she was in here?
Nope.
I was in the process of trying to get her released, so
Oh,
it
Well-
all worked out.
it worked out. You don't need it anymore. She's now a fugitive on the run.
For better or worse.
I mean,
Don't
she
know what
might
that's
not be
like.
anymore. If you delivered whatever it is you were delivering, her immunity, then I suppose she wouldn't be a fugitive anymore. But she doesn't really know that, now does she? Ha ha. That's unfortunate for her.
We'll take a look at that. All right. And you remember, no eating people. I'm gonna get up.
He's a cannibal.
Man.
Proud of you, buddy. Keep up
It's
the
terrible.
good work.
I'm 7. I got my 7th month badge.
Oh, Jostle. Proud of you. All right. Bye-bye. I'll
He
be
hugs
back.
you a little bit, and then like you can almost hear him like kind of like trying to like nip your ear, but he's
Little cuff.
refraining. He's like trying to refrain himself.
You're doing good.
We've learned something about him today.
Yep.
And we also, I'm pretty sure, just made that up on the spot. So we're-
100%.
and he's a cannibal now. All right.
Is that the first cannibal case of Avatar? I feel like it is.
I've been watching
Well,
Brooklyn
probably.
Nine-Nine. I'm sorry.
Okay, I know exactly who it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So we've got 2 meetings we're gonna do. One with Baku and Iman, and who's with the Avatar and his family, and then we've also got one with Siri and Lucy. Which one do you guys want to do first?
Let's do Baku and Iman so Suri can run and find a restroom in the prison.
I also have to find a restroom in the prison as well.
I'm not ready. Okay. I'm gonna look at Baku before we go into this meeting and be like, I'm kind of scared, bro.
I mean, what do you think the chances are that Sparrowkeet Air is paying off your family just to lock people up who get in their way?
I would find it unlikely, but I don't see any other options here as to what. They're very good at their paperwork, and I don't see another. It could be that they're being tricked. It could be that my sister is being given false documents and stuff like that. It's the only other option I can think of. She's very serious
stupid,
about
though.
what.
So your sister's not stupid, though.
She's not. But she also, I don't see it likely that she would endanger the business by doing something like that. We're successful as it is without making money on the side. She's not greedy. She's very strict.
Just something to keep in mind
Okay.
as we go into this conversation.
Okay, we're ready.
Cool. All right.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guess I'll drink again.
An open energy counts.
We got a 50-50 ratio of water to not water.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you guys are entering in, and you're entering into the conversation of you overhearing Avatar and once again talking to your sister. You're 100% certain that we're just not on board with Bender Fender? Like, are you sure about that? She almost breathes a sigh of relief as you come in. Ah, yes, I'm in Baku. Please come inside. We can talk about this. Close the door behind you. You guys settle in. And your brothers are there as well.
Hey.
So as they were, I mean, and they kind of, they're a little bit more carefree. But the Avatar's there as well. So they're like, hey, Avatar, hey.
I've been hanging out with the Avatar.
How are you? I know I see that. It's so cool.
I got to touch Hopper. Not the
What? Where is Hopper? Did you go talk to Hopper right now? Anyway, that's so nice to talk to you. And they shake hands or whatever, and they give you guys they do the hugs, and shake Baku's hand as well. But they understand the seriousness of it, and so they settle down quickly and kind of take their seats. And you guys are situated now, sort of in a almost circular fashion, with the head of the table at the top, almost like a jar shape. And she just kind of breathes in and out, looking at everyone for just a couple of moments. First of all, I am happy to see you, little brother. It's nice that you're back.
It's good to see you too.
And in good company. Have you heard from Kip at all?
Is Avatar in the room?
Yes.
Or is it just the family? Okay. Yep.
You have?
We ran into him.
Oh.
He has fallen a bit far from the family tree.
Well, he always has.
He's lost his way. And grown surprisingly powerful.
Oh, did you try to convince him to come back?
Yep. He had some choice words to say about mom and dad. And he has been... Looks at the avatar. Looks at her. Not wanting to incriminate my brother in front of the avatar. He's been what's the word I want to use? I want to say he's been dishonoring the family with his actions.
I mean, I know you've been away from the family for a while, and maybe you're losing your touch, but you are not to lie to us. Be direct. Say what you have to say.
Okay. Organized crime.
What do you mean?
I mean, he has been extorting people under the premise of safety in exchange for money, and then when they can't pay up, he has been breaking their homes. And is now a powerful metal bender.
Kip is a metal bender?
Yep.
Avatar Aang is like, are you talking about the Crimson Ferrets?
Yep.
That sounds like the protection money that they were doing at down south at the station.
Yep. That's him. He's down there and he's moving up the ranks.
I thought they were causing problems for Sparrowkeet Air.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know all the... Okay.
Yeah, it's been extended, it seems, to the people, just the laymen. We have with us fantastic... You met Suri. She is affiliated with an artificer of kinds, a technologist who we had to literally defend her home from being burnt to the ground under Kip's directives. And I was hesitant because you, good sister, have the family's best interests at heart at all times. Right?
That doesn't sound like Kip at all. Are you sure he wasn't...
He even
was
had
his
a
own free
trench
will?
coat and looked ominous.
This was his own free will. He had no coercion.
I'm gonna lie here, in the vested interest of not further damning the Dark One, and throw Kip under the bus a little bit here, knowing that the truth would come out eventually. But we need a positive outcome for the Dark One, and say, yeah, he seems to. It's scary. And no, he seems to be rising in the ranks of the Crimson Ferrets.
Go ahead and roll with creativity as you try to trick the NPC.
Am I making the right choice? I don't know, and I'm scared. Creativity?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
Whew. All right. Pick one of the three.
Yes. Under trick. They are deceived for some time and overcommit.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, that... He truly has fallen down a dark path then. And we will have to do what we can to stop these Crimson Ferrets from gaining any more power.
I have taken care of that with my friends.
Well,
To a
where is
degree.
Kip now then?
in the wind, disbanded, seemingly for the time being.
Well, we will commit some resources to trying to find him.
Good.
If he is as dangerous as you say he is. We'll have to take some resources away from dealing with the Sparrowkeet Air guardsmen patrolling the boats illegally and so forth. But
what's the vibe on my brothers? Because I am low-key sus of them being in... I am more sus of my brothers than I am of my sister.
Your brothers are lawful good to the core.
Okay.
Like they're just the grunts.
Okay. Then I would... Then knowing this, Iman would not be sus of his brothers.
Yeah, they're very much just about the prison, waddle do, all that other situation.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
They're
yeah,
good. They got hearts of gold or something.
They are, which can be manipulated in some ways sometimes. But
back to the sister. Back to Suodu. Moon.
Right. Okay. Avatar Aang is like, so, okay. It's good that you have dealt with that. I wasn't really sure how I was going to handle it. Sparrowkeet Air had announced they were having some problems down there, and that was something we were going to discuss today, but apparently not anymore.
They're still looking for all of the things that have been stolen that have been stashed throughout the city, though. And that should be of paramount to, hopefully, the Sparrowkeets. I don't know if it is, but a lot of the possessions that have been stolen from the locals have yet to be found and returned.
Well, I suppose that's something we can ask Yuzen Jr. about, since he's running that.
Let us speak, if I may, good sister, of the Dark One.
Right, the prisoner you brought back. First of all, why did you bring him back?
It has come to my attention that he has been wrongfully convicted.
What do you mean?
I was hoping to find more answers through you, because you have the best interests of the family. But, admittedly to his narrative, and it somewhat checks out, we have a vouch of his character here with us in the form of Avatar Aang, that simply because the Sparrowkeets, I say with a that's our scapegoat, that simply because the Sparrowkeets had a vested interest in something involving an artifact, because he opposed them, they bundled him off, or something similar to that narrative. I don't have all the facts, nor does Jeff remember all the facts. But I'm concerned, frankly, of corruption.
She'll nod over at your brothers, and one of your brothers, Porin, goes to one of the filing cabinets and begins to open it up, shuffle through it, and pulls out Yili's file and then hands it to her. And she opens it up, takes a look at it.
I'm gonna exchange a glance with Avatar and Baku while she's doing that.
And the Avatar, he nods and says, "You're right. I do know the Dark One personally, but just because someone is good most of the time doesn't mean they don't make mistakes or they change.
But
And punishment has to be done correctly.
if it is possible that there is corruption, we have to entertain the idea that he is being, and his wife, are being mistreated by our hands. And that's something I know you wouldn't stand for.
Sturdy's listening to that, and she just basically ignores that statement. And okay, well, it says here that she was incarcerated for stealing from Sparrowkeet Air. Is that not accurate? She was once an employee with them, and she did her job in finding the things that they were looking, or finding something. Says here maybe a parchment or scroll or something. And she decided to take off with it. The file's all here. I mean, it wasn't up to us to decide whether or not she actually stole it from them, but I mean, the point was that she did it. Unless she didn't. Did she not do those things?
I'm not sure.
You guys do know that is what happened.
Right.
So just throwing that out there.
Right. I don't know how to get around the truth of the agreement we had with the Dark One that essentially makes him look bad. I guess I gotta go with the truth.
You could try just telling the truth.
Yeah. How to paint it in the best light. Okay. It has been perceived that these artifacts into the Sparrowkeet Air hands would be detrimental to society as a whole, and that they should in fact be returned to the Avatar. Now, if Yili believed that, her conviction was strong enough that she was willing to...
I'm gonna stop you right there, Eamon.
Okay.
Are you her lawyer?
I am looking for justice. Yeah, I guess.
No, you came in here looking for some kind of flaw in our system of who we incarcerate, or at least that's
This is
what
true.
I've heard.
I am concerned about the prison as a whole, the business, the family business.
We incarcerated a thief, and unless you can prove that she did not steal from them, then I don't understand where we went wrong. And
I don't know
Avatar
if it
Aang
was
kinda-
theirs to own.
Avatar Aang hears that and says, "Why does Sparrowkeet Air have claim to those things?" She explains that, well, they own the lands where they were excavating.
And who owned the lands before they owned the lands?
Well, that's not really up to us to decide that, is it? We just know that that's who owns it now. Aang is kind of disgruntled at that and goes, "Okay, but I mean, 80 years ago, the Fire Nation
Attacked.
controlled most of the Earth Nation. Does that mean they still have like claim to it if the companies that were forcibly built on their lands have signed documents saying they own it? And Suodu thinks about it for a second and realizes what he's saying, because he is in fact saying that because they were the victors, they had the opportunity to create these laws of ownership. And they worked diligently to release that when Zuko, Fire Lord Zuko, worked with the Earth King to remove the people and give that land back to the Earth King. But unfortunately, the Earth Kingdom, which is a monarchy, while they do technically own the king or run the kingdom, they might not necessarily own the lands, because there might have been certain Fire Nation businesses like Sparrowkeep Air that officially owned that because they paid for it using the money that they made because of the war.
Now, Iman went into this realizing he had made a promise to fight a very hard to win battle, and he wasn't sure how he was going to do it. So he's not surprised by the direction this is going in. So he's going to plead in saying, and he's going to plead in saying, there is a reason Sparrowkeep Air wants these artifacts, and we believe that many of them lead to a dangerous, potentially dangerous weapon. Not dangerous in the hands of our pacifist brethren who, you know, are our neighbors who will one day return to power. But it's possible that these ancient artifacts lead to something that could be used and manipulated to further inventions of very dangerous outcomes. I'm afraid of these things coming into Sparrowkeep Air's hands. I don't trust them. And I can see them potentially using the law to get what they want. There is nothing holding them back within said law that I know of that I can see it going horribly. I can see a future where Sparrowkeep or Air gets what they want, moves aside with legal papers to produce these potentially weapons of destruction.
And I hear you, Iman. I hear you. But again, this really isn't the concern that I need to be worried about. This
then
is something we can maybe.
On what authority does Sparrowkeep have to sign papers to have people locked up?
As a company, they have ownership of things. And when things get stolen from them, they have the right to imprison people for stealing from them.
We have a faraway king and an avatar who is incredibly powerful, that the world is building around him a cage.
So what you're saying is we should reconsider the rules around who we incarcerate.
I realize that that's something that is mostly out of your hands. But what is in your control is allowing us to pursue this directive for the good of the future of our people. And that is done by allowing the Dark One, whose name... the Dark One.
Would surprise you.
And yeah, his wildly hilarious, and his wife to assist the Avatar in recovering these relics. That is something you have control over.
I'm gonna pause for a moment.
Okay.
And let you know. Well, okay. So are you tricking her? Because she kind of does by releasing them, but she doesn't really. You're asking the prison warden to do the exact opposite of her job, and that is the thing that she is mostly focused on. So it's either a plead or
I would say
a trick.
a plead to allow things to be more gray than black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all Iman's got.
I'm gonna consider it a plead, but you're gonna roll with trust.
Okay.
You had just recently shifted back to 0, so technically it's a it's a 1, but because this is you resetting or you shifting your balance over 1 is sort of like in the process of this whole arc that you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna still have you at that +2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you also guessed the elements right at the beginning of this, and so you're gonna get a +1 anyway. So.
It's a 3 and a 6, leading to a 9 plus 2. That is an 11, with a +1 for guessing the elements. Makes it a 12.
Sure.
You get over 10. You win.
She hears you, and she says,
Hail Marying on our morals.
you have a point. And when we go into this meeting with Sparrowkey Air, I think you're right, and that we can try and persuade them that maybe a stolen scroll, which they got back anyway after arresting her, is maybe worth, or is not worth, the incarceration that she has. And then we'll need to look into the rules and regulations needed to actually incarcerate people. This is also, side note, technology is still growing. This is still like very, very new. And so there really isn't a lot of policies here. It is much less corruption and more of like the people that were in power are kind of abusing that power and being like, we'll just toss people in jail whenever we feel like it.
Right.
There is barely a trial system in place right now because of the monarchy.
Right. And so
democracy is brand new in Utah.
I was going to argue democracy. I was like, oh, that's not a thing yet.
Yeah,
so
we have
like,
a king.
it's not a concept.
We have a faraway king, and then we have like corporations.
Who's effectively creating their own rules and regulations and how they want to run things.
And while I realize my sister can't change that necessarily right out the gate, she can alter this one situation, which is beneficial for me.
Right. And you have convinced her to do just that.
Holy crap.
In this conversation.
I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. Okay.
We got there.
Holy crap.
So we're gonna fade from that conversation because I'm sure there'll be more to talk about and so forth before this meeting. Siri and Lucy, you guys are hanging out and just kind of you weren't invited to the conversation, right? So you're hanging out in one of the waiting rooms. Another Yuzen shows up, and it is not Junior this time. He's just shuffling about and mumbling to himself and is not the happiest of people, but he does see you two. Oh, it's you two. You with the arm. I need to know more about this. It's a very interesting piece of work.
He looks at Suri.
Suri's like low-key kind of shifting towards him, like covering his arm with her shoulder, like, I made it with my master Ume.
Oh, yes, that's right. You were the brilliant person that made this.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I value intellect above most other things. Please, I must know, what else have you built? What other things have you created in that beautiful mind of yours?
All right, don't be creepy.
Yeah, she's a little bit like,
He's 70, whatever.
I mean, still. So she's just kind of like a little bit off put, just like, well, just things here and there. I've mainly been under the tutelage of my master, so she helps rein in my crazy ideas and tells me that we're not quite advanced for that yet. So I just gotta get the technology to do the technology that I want to do.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I tend to hire people with creative ideas because, as you can see, the dirigible business is not getting very far anymore.
Right.
But we are struggling to find new and innovative things because of, well, one of our rivals, the Cabbage Corps. They are taking quite a few of the inventors under their wing.
That's true. I mean, I have a buddy, Iman. He's an earthbender. He can make you a card for me, so that way we can just kind of exchange info. He gave one to your son, actually. He did really. Is this senior, or is this some?
Yeah, this is senior. Yeah.
I want to make sure. I wasn't sure if this is some random other guy, but okay.
Mm-mm.
So this is using senior. So yeah, she's like, nope. He already did it for your son, so he knows how that whole card thing goes.
Yes, your friends. Yes, they're all rather interesting. All of them, especially the one that stole my dirigible.
Right. I don't really know much about that, honestly. I joined this little merry band after a lot of stuff had gone down with them. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they were talking though about something about like getting that back to you eventually. Soon, something.
Hopefully, along with everything else that was stolen from me.
Yeah, definitely.
What else was stolen from you?
What else was stolen from him?
What? My artifact, of course.
Your artifact.
Yeah, one of my I don't really know exactly what it was, but it was stolen from me by Keon Yu, one of my architects. Your friend. You know all about this. We can cut the bullshit, honestly.
Oh.
Language.
Well, I mean,
Is this the BBEG?
if you want to know any more about that kind of thing, you could go bring it up with the Avatar himself, because it's all under his jurisdiction. So.
Well, not exactly. I have jurisdiction here. What was mine is mine, legally. I have all of the paperwork. He doesn't really have much jurisdiction in this regard.
You gonna take it from him?
I mean, I don't want to take it from him, and I'm pretty sure we can't take it by force, but if the Avatar is allowed to just take whatever he wants from anyone, regardless of the paperwork that had been predisposed or pre-established, then who's to stop him from having ultimate power?
Sure, but I'm pretty sure whatever this artifact is predates any kind of paperwork. Because this is all like that. This is all before Avatar, before corporations. So pretty sure that's.
I don't think you understand how ownership works, young lady.
Yeah, I think that you don't really understand either. Like that's the thing.
What are you going to do with the artifact anyway? You have what is he going to do with it?
Avatar stuff.
Good answer.
That's above our pay grade.
Solid answer.
Yeah, we've seen what the Avatar does with his stuff. And it's either very, very underwhelming or
astronomical.
Saving the world is underwhelming to you? Like,
He does that with his
Okay.
bending, not with the items he has.
I don't know. Like, I feel with more items, he could save the world even bigger, you know? Like, once he gets, like, stuff under his belt, like, oof. Technology,
Well-
man, that just makes the world even better.
I feel like the items that I have had, we have done our fair share of saving the world. We've given plenty of people countless jobs and new innovators plenty of opportunity for new technology. We've helped this world grow in countless ways.
Yeah. Which is great. But you've done that with your own technology, not ones that have been taken from
Well,
other people's nations and other people's heritages. So
that isn't entirely true. Technology grows from old technology and learning from it, studying from it, developing new advancements based off of old technology. That's entirely what we plan to use that for.
this artifact that you have no idea what it is, that's what you plan to use that for.
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
The point is, it's still mine either way.
Listen, old man. All right? Gotta trust the Avatar with this. He knows what he's doing.
Does he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Is that why he trapped himself in ice for 100 years? Because he knew what he was doing?
Okay, he was a kid. He was a child.
And since then, he has made about as many mistakes as he has made advancements in political talks, fighting General Iron, and even fighting General Iron, he needed the help of our technology.
Yeah. He still did it though.
With our help.
Yeah.
Had he had not had our help, he would not have been able to stop it.
Who's to say? Suri's just having none of this. She's like, I don't, straight up, she doesn't know where this is going. She's like, look, we can talk in circles all day. She's
Look.
a talker. We can keep going.
Maybe I'm not coming at you with the directive I want. So maybe I will be a little bit more clear. Legally, I have all of the power here. I have all of the legs. I have all of the chips. I know that even if someone were to push against me, it would not matter. I'm not going to let Yi Li go. I'm not going to walk away without this artifact that belongs to me. And if I have to push against the Avatar, I will, but I won't do it forcefully. I will do it with a campaign that will make him look quite bad. And I'm very good at doing that.
You wouldn't.
Hmm?
You wouldn't.
Oh, absolutely I would. I've done it before.
You don't even know what you're doing.
I would like to know what I'm doing. I would like help in knowing what I'm doing, but everyone seems to want to just let the Avatar do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
And
well,
that's just silly.
Sure. Well, we've actually already offered your son kind of a deal. So if you want to go touch base with him, you can. But in the meantime, we're going to be taking directives from the Avatar, Mr. at the top, and we're gonna, go from there. And then we'll eventually be able to get that artifact back to you, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
So you offered to give the artifact to my son.
Mm-hmm. We like him. He's got a
What
good
is
heart
he-
on him.
What is he going to do with it?
Whatever he wants to do. I assume since he's your son, you guys would figure that out. I'm not gonna get in family business. That's not really me.
Oh, so you got into an agreement with him without knowing anything about his side of things, who he's going to sell it to, what he's going to do with it, any of that?
Oh, he told us about that. And that's why we
Oh.
came to our agreement.
So you know who he's selling it to.
Yeah, some proprietor guy.
Just a crooked smile on his face.
Whoa.
That's it.
Okay. Well, I hope it goes well for you.
Yeah. We expect it to. We got the Avatar's blessing, so we're good to go.
In the event that this does not go your way, maybe I would suggest looking into this a little further. If you were to convince the Avatar to give me the artifact, I would be willing freely to let go of Yi Li, give her complete immunity, and as well as the Dark One. I would be willing to pay for your little trip that I had overheard you talking about. And yes, I do know about that. It was all over the streets last night. It was not hard to overhear. You guys are learning that your conversation in the middle of the street
That was pointed out to us last night.
definitely overheard. So he knows all about what your guys' plans are. He's making it very clear that he knows about your situation of this is what we're gonna do or what we want to do. And I of course would, well, we'd sign the documents, but I would allow you to use the artifact to open said weapon. If the Avatar wishes to take the weapons and toss them into the spirit world, that's irrelevant to me, because then they would not be used against me in any way, and I'm okay with that. I don't plan on using the powers of the Avatar anytime soon. I'm not that foolish. But I do want that artifact.
And what do you plan to do with it that is so different from your son? He said you just wanted to collect it, that you would just put it away.
Yeah, that is my business. I like collecting these things.
But wouldn't you want, I mean, he wants to use it to help a whole town that was laid off from your business not doing well, and you would just have it as a dust collector?
I think that there are better... Very well. The scroll that Yi Li had. It's in my possession. It explains how to open the spirit world to get to this library that you wish to get to. I will freely offer that as well. I wish to maybe send myself or someone under my employ to go to the library and uncover some secrets that can perhaps help our company.
So we would use the artifact, get the weapons.
Mhm.
You would give us the scroll to then go and deliver the weapons where Avatar Aang wants us to, and then
Mhm.
all we have to do is return the artifact to you.
I want the artifact and, of course, some information inside of Quan Shi Tong's library, yes.
What information?
I don't know, but there's a plethora of information from what I heard, and anyone that has any kind of information in there can use it. And I want to find new technologies, new ways of thinking. Knowledge is power, after all.
That's true. She's gonna kind of look over to Lucy and be like, well, your family's, what do you think?
I have no clue. I... Sounds like we need that scroll.
Yeah. Could we, I mean, we're not the only ones that have a vested interest in this. Would it be okay if we were to speak with our group and then...
Oh, yes, you have another 2 hours before the meeting. They should be getting out of their meeting with the Avatar here soon, so talk it over with your friends, and I'll see you at 1300 hours.
Okay.
My eye is twitching right now.
The scene fades out. We'll have plenty of information to talk about next week.
Oh man.
I'm going to watch these last 10 minutes so I can remember everything next week.
Yeah, right.
Ah!
I'll try and bullet point the sides so that you guys can see what's going on with it. But yeah, definitely talk about it and think about it, because
I had so
once
many
again-
more arguments for that conversation than the one with
Yes.
Simon's sister, and I was like, I'm not there.
Not there. I made it. I love. Puppets, you are. Puppets, all of you. Anyway.
Cassie, Jake wanted to come out.
So as you can see, maybe not everything is 100. You have so many options, guys. You have so many options. Not all of them are right and wrong.
Library.
But yes, what a fun time this was. I really love it. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I am Good Grief George, the GM who has been planning less and less every episode.
Well, you did an amazing job.
This was phenomenal.
You did an amazing job talking to yourself so much. You're like, and then Avatar, and then this
The
person,
mark of
Yeah.
a great DM.
Yeah, I expected. I mean, I knew that was going to happen today. I had to mentally prep for that because the last time that happened was when Crichton and Fizbin met each other in season 2.
Yep, that was
a fun. It was like there's a lot of. Oh my god, there's 2 entirely different accents, and it was anyway. Yeah, so I had to play a lot with a lot of NPCs, but you guys did a great job. Like listening in, putting in, giving your input, and rolling the dice to change the decisions that I was making on the fly, and yeah, so you guys have plenty more. So next week, Zakira will come back, and she'll be an integral part of that conversation.
Yes, please talk to your father. Please talk to your dad.
I'm hoping so by the time we get that done, you guys might be able to move, like to start moving in the direction of the next arc, or you guys will just figure out where you're going next and we go for it. It depends on how long this conversation is going to go. Hopefully it doesn't last all 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll start it off. I'm Good Grief George. You can meet me on the things, on the links there. I do a lot of streaming on this and on the Worlds Guild and on myself and so forth. But my God, you guys will meet me at Gen Con in a couple of weeks, a month, almost exactly a month.
Let's go.
So I'll be running some games with Magpie Games, and I am super stoked about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's it for me though. Go ahead, Lucy.
Hi, I'm Jay. You can press those links over there to get over to the links. I stream on _J. Tomorrow I'm doing a fundraiser. My best friend passed away last Sunday.
Oh.
And I'm better. And we're doing a fundraiser all day. Stream some of his favorite games and giving whatever the proceeds we get to his family. So that's the deal. Yeah. So we're passing over to Jake.
Hello, I'm Crypto Jake. Find me on TikTok and Instagram. I do cosplay content there when I'm not feeling super depressed. So be on the lookout for that every once in a while. I can't wait for next week because Baku is going through some withdrawals of not being a vendor anymore. Like first he goes to make breakfast and can't heat up the meal immediately with water bending, and then walks in and sees a badly wounded person that he can't immediately go heal, and he's just like, I'm useless. So going from top tier waterbender, best,
The character development. Oh my God.
Yeah, for real.
What? Growth? Yeah. So
Just hard
next week should be
pivot.
fun. Just gonna go for it.
You're muted, friend.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm Jessica Vanel. I also make content whenever I'm not feeling the stressy depressies, which has been a week. But yeah, no, Suri is, she had her first real head-to-head with someone, kind of had her first kind of battle of wills, and that was interesting to find her voice there for a second, because I did not know that was going to come out. That was going to be the aftermath. So
Very cool to see.
it was a moment. But yeah, no, she's just kind of now facing all these big decisions where before it was just easy peasy. What are you doing, George?
I'm scratching.
Momo.
Don't worry about it.
Oh man. But yeah, no, so she's just finding her voice, finding out that this, she's used to just tinkering with stuff all day, and now she actually has to have conversations with people and have challenges to her ideology. So that's been interesting.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Well, now to pass it over to the gravely pained Peppers, who just had his first.
I was super stressed going into this episode and remained stressed throughout, and cannot believe I actually went into this and got a result that was good. I very much made what Iman saw as an impossible promise, and was just like, I'll give it a shot, dude. Just please stop taking stuff from people and terrorizing a town. And then he ended up coming along with us, and it was just like, oh, I gotta really hold down on this promise and give it my all. And then I gave it my all, and it worked out. I just got a lot of feelings. Iman is shocked that panned out, that he actually finally got to stumble his way to a point that resonated with his sister, and he's gonna be on cloud 9 for that. He's gone from really just like 3+ episodes of stressed about this upcoming thing to actually somewhat victorious in it, and he's just gonna be all over the place. Just it's recentering back to his kind of bubbly, gentle giant self, because he helped, he did some good, and it's still working within the parameters of what his moral compass says is a good thing. But most importantly, we all need to know, where the hell is Momo?
Aww, Momo.
Where's he at? Is he dead?
We have Momo. Where's Momo?
Where's
What's a
Momo?
lemur's lifespan?
Probably not super long.
Hey, Google, what's a lemur's lifespan?
The lifespan of a ring-tailed lemur is between 16 and 19 years.
Oh, he's dead! But I'm very excited, and to answer a couple of questions in the chat, the Jake and Pfeffer's YouTube channel will be having uploads of these episodes on said YouTube channel. We just finished uploading all of the last season's episodes, and you'll be able to dive in there. Also, if you want to hang out with us, come hang out with us. We're in the Discord. We're hanging out. We're playing Valorant. We're we hang out. We post memes. We have yucks, and gosh, this was a lot. I need to de-stress as a player. I'm not used to this. I'm usually the DM, and I get to just pose these horrible conundrums and be defeated, and now I needed a dub, and I got it. Exhilarating. Sorry.
Is that gonna get you a status condition?
We'll find out. But for now, I'm gonna yeet the viewers over to Youth Pastor Ryan. We're playing they're playing some Jackbox party games, and that you guys might be able to interact in some way, shape, or form over there. But hi, I'm Sir Pfeffers. Thank you for being here. George, well done. I am on an emotional journey. Thank you for hurting me, I guess.
just putting the railroad right in front of me as we're going. So
you're doing an amazing job, seriously, and I can't wait to hear how not VidCon, but Gen Con. I'm so hyped to see how that goes. Yeah.
Well, let's say hi to my internet-appointed twin.
Yay! All right, everyone, pile into this raid and have a phenomenal rest of your evening. Drink water. Okay. Have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye. And we are raided, and